Welcome back to the Classically Urban Podcast. It's your boy, Baby Ice Cube.
And I am your mother's favorite side hoe.
I'm George.
Resident streamer Enrian Gryfos, who's been doing a terrible job streaming lately. More on that at 5.
What?
Brandon, back to you with the weather.
How's the weather
You're dumb.
looking?
You're dumb. Okay.
It's shitty, wet, and cold.
It's raining!
It's raining. Yeah, no shit.
It's pretty factual.
Balls.
You know, Indiana weather's never been really good. It's either stupid hot or stupid cold or raining. There's no in between.
It's so shitty. Every now and then you have those days where like a couple hours where it's just perfect.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, it's nice.
You're like, this is what life could be.
Around lunchtime today, it wasn't half bad.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's true.
It was pretty decent. Then it got like really gloomy around like
And
4
cold.
o'clock.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was in class, so
I was too.
I remember class.
it's not fun.
Yeah.
Got
My
to talk
class
about
is all
Mexican
fun.
immigrants.
Oh. How are they doing?
The history of Mexican immigrants, not the current day Mexican immigrants.
I feel like
He's
that
a
would've been more
history
interesting.
major. Caleb, come on.
Why can't it be her story? Like, who'd ever decide that it was just his story and that's one that counts?
Men, goddamn
Huh.
it, that's who.
I never thought about that.
Why is his story more important than her story?
Yeah.
That's not.
Shut up.
not
Shut up.
spelled the same.
That's how it works.
Like when
You're
you
stupid.
go to see a histogram, why don't you go see a herstogram ever?
Because this is...
Mankind.
What about some histamines? Those are like things in your body, right? Histamines.
You're talking about a hysterectomy?
I don't fucking know.
What the
Why
fuck?
isn't it herstorectomy?
Antihistamine, as in the thing that keeps your allergies away?
Yeah.
First of all, it's spelled an E, not an I.
I don't think so.
I think it is.
Hold on. We'll ask Google. Antihistamine. No, it's an I.
Is it? Nah.
Antihistamines are drugs which treat allergy.
Drugs
I'm
which
okay.
you need.
Oh my god.
You
Maybe
good?
need some
Which treat
histamines.
allergic rhinitis. Big scientific words. Hurt Cody brain.
It's like
Facts,
Brain
though.
dumb Cody.
It's been
I
a
don't
long
do
day.
big science words. I was talking to someone the other day, and we had to read an article for I can't remember what class. Oh, it was one of my Greek history classes, and it was going to the science of
Greek.
why this ancient ship has been like preserved at the bottom of the ocean for the past 2,000 years. Like they just found a ship that's like 2,000 years old recently.
How?
So basically, once you go far enough deep, like once you go far enough
Get deep
down,
enough.
get deep enough.
Yeah.
Oxygen is taken as there's no oxygen in the water, so it keeps.
How? H2O.
Bro, that's what I said.
It's just H2.
Well, I was gonna say, if the air gets denser, the higher up you are, as far as altitude goes.
So maybe there's still oxygen, just not a lot.
Yeah.
The way it was told to us, there
I feel like
wasn't.
it'd be super highly condensed, right? If
It was,
lower.
the way it was explained in the article is that oxygen causes the erosion of things in the ocean, and without
But when you go
oxygen,
deeper in the ocean, there's more pressure.
Under
bro,
pressure.
I am just regurgitating what this article said.
Hey, man, maybe you read it
We're
wrong.
going with you. We're thinking about.
Maybe you read
this.
it wrong. Maybe your comprehension skills
I'm not
are
an expert.
up to par.
I'm not an expert yet, bro. Don't treat me like an expert. I am just
Big brains
a
over
student,
here.
bro.
Yeah, fathead over here.
Tell us about the boat, Brandon.
It was
Fathead.
actually I want to say it was
Tell us more, fathead.
Mycenaean.
Mycenaean.
No,
Oh,
it wasn't that
yeah.
old. No, it was a merchant trading ship. That's what it was.
I know.
From the golden age of Greece.
Oh.
It's
Did they
pretty
ever have a
dope.
golden age?
Yeah,
I didn't know
Wasn't
they were
almost
allowed to have
every
one.
age before they started sucking a golden age for Greece.
yeah.
Well, they sucked for a long time, Caleb.
I know. So
you
They've
know
sucked
that-
for a long time in our time.
Yeah.
You know the Peloponnesian War?
Yep.
That was the.
That's their golden age when they're killing each other.
I mean, yeah, but Greece was also the strongest country in the whole world at that time.
Freaking world, man.
Yeah, it was mostly Athens that was in its golden age during that time period.
that
Sparta was kind of a
Ha!
shit show.
Huh? Huh?
Ha!
Huh?
Athens for the win.
Okay.
Athens, best part of Greece. Woo!
No problem with that.
Except Spartans were the coolest.
They were the coolest.
They were North Koreans.
Mm-mm.
In
They weren't
Greece.
that. They weren't that bad.
They were pretty fucking
I mean,
bad.
they,
No, they
threw,
weren't.
they threw disabled babies off a cliff.
That's
And
actually
if
not
you weren't-
entirely true. but
If you weren't getting
they
your
threw
wife,
disabled babies off a cliff.
Yeah.
not all the time.
If they did it at least once, that's not okay. I'm just saying. This one's arm is kind of stumpy.
To the point
Well,
where
a
we
lot of
remember
well, no,
that
no, no.
about them.
The way it would work
In a
is
warrior tribe, a kid with a stumpy arm is a liability.
well, the way it would work
Look at
is
this fat ass.
can y'all
head.
shut up? So Hephaestus, the god of the forge, was actually
Deformed, right?
he was deformed.
Yeah.
Wasn't that homeboy's name in 300?
What, Hephaestus?
No,
What was homeboy's name in 300 that was all fucked up?
Ephialtes.
Yeah,
No, I don't-
Greek for nightmare.
Hephaestus was a god who was disabled. He had like a limp, and his leg was kind of like he had one of those club foots.
Brandon.
No, and a lot of them sometimes they would make their blacksmiths
Black.
disabled people
Brandon?
because they thought since Hephaestus is disabled, then all disabled people are good blacksmiths.
Oh my
That
god.
makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying they're logical thinking about it.
Away.
Tink, tink.
See, you're making fun of them because you have the knowledge you do now,
Yeah.
but back then it's a logical way to think.
Okay, Cody, Brandon, I'd also like to remind you that
Remember.
Do you remember?
fuck y'all.
Remember
Spoke
you
up.
something.
So, in ancient Sparta, if you weren't getting your wife pregnant, the state would come in and say, okay, Steve's gonna fuck your wife now, and those will be your kids.
Yeah, it's called survival.
Yeah, something.
We don't have to do that anymore because we have the technology to.
also because we're overpopulated.
Yeah, that too,
we have the other
but-
problem. But Steve's gonna come in. He's gonna kill your kids now.
Like it's just survival. Like you point these things out, but it's like they do those things to survive.
Okay,
They
so
have to do those things.
why did they every year redeclare war on the Helots? The people that they enslaved, Cody. They just every year is like fuck those guys again. They kill the shitload.
Actually, I just read documents from, Lycurgus, who was a supposed king of Sparta, and he actually feared them because he knew that they were outnumbering them and that they relied on them more than they relied on, more than the Helots relied
Yeah.
on them. So he was afraid to piss them off, so he would make it so he didn't give them.
Purge, if you will.
Yeah,
No, he didn't kill them.
culling the herd.
He gave them enough human rights to like satisfy them. He didn't give them the right to vote. They couldn't vote or anything because it was mostly
enough human rights to say. Gee.
it was essentially an oligarchy. So there's not a lot of people who had them of power. But he kind of gave them,
It's like the U.S. government and the black people.
yeah. He just made
Yeah.
their conditions better
We'll
so
make you
that
feel
they
like
wouldn't.
citizens, but
Yeah, that's all it
But
was.
not
Slightly worse
really.
citizens.
we're gonna put y'all in
But
prison. And
there are times where there were revolutions of the Helots and they would fight back.
the Black Revolution is among us. Wakanda
Oh
forever.
my god.
Wakanda forever.
What's been going on other than what you learned in class this afternoon?
Was that your segue into me talking about Ferguson?
It can be, because that makes me sound really well planned out.
You could just say, Brandon, you had something important you wanted to talk about.
Not really.
Yeah, you can.
That's not
Bad
as
segue.
smooth though. That was smooth. I just pointed it out because it was something.
Segue-
It was the first time
segue's
Caleb.
really ruined at this point.
Oh yeah, but I was just pointing out Caleb actually did something smooth for once instead of just sounding like a.
Both of you just shit on the segue.
Calm down, Cody.
Like and subscribe.
Comment,
Donate to our Patreon.
Share.
Get see our better segments.
Lash that,
40.
lash that mic button.
Jesus Christ. All right. So basically, I was just scrolling the internet as one does in 2018, and I saw an article from I think it was AP News, and which I don't know. I don't know anything about AP News. I just
Audemars Piguet.
shut up.
Associated Press.
I know, but I'm just saying I don't know anything about like their bias and which way they swing. and things
They're
like that.
reputable, very reputable.
Really expensive watch.
And apparently there was a kid, or not a kid. Well, he was our age. He was 24, so I guess we can call him kid because we're kids.
I'm a grown ass.
Shut up.
We would definitely be charged as adults.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like mentally we're still children.
Man, maybe this one.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Mr. Gatorade over here?
Gatorade.
Gatorade! If she doesn't know about Gatorade, she's too young.
Gatorade. Gatorade. Did someone say Gatorade?
Yeah, I said
Those
Gatorade.
Blue Gatorade.
Can I finish
His
this?
eyes literally just dilated.
Woo!
He has neighbors.
Gatorade 1922 NASCAR World Champion. Gatorade.
Alright, so
Where do you get the
No,
Gatorade
he's-
from,
he's
Cody?
not done. He's constipated.
he's building up. He's like,
He's
shaking up root beer.
All right, you good? Gatorade. Okay. So a 24-year-old
Light blue frost. Best flavor.
a
If you're drinking
24-year-old
other
black
flavor,
man
you're a fucking bitch.
was found hung from a tree with a bed sheet.
Hmm.
Right. Now, in 2018, your mind doesn't go to many. Like the first thing you would think is like, oh, suicide. You know,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Because suicide is very prevalent in
Yeah.
society.
Yeah,
Suicide if I ever want to let you go.
but
If you ever
Was it?
tried.
If you ever
Anyway,
try to let go.
Caleb's ability of being almost right, but always wrong.
yeah,
okay.
it's pretty
Keep going.
good. So that's what the police, you know, decided the case was just a suicide case, right? And that's what they're going through the investigation as, is a suicide. So it's going to be pretty open closed kind of thing, you know. Well,
Yeah, like homeboy who they found in the gym mat with his fucking organs missing, and they're like, nah, he just suffocated.
Yeah, you can't breathe out of your lungs.
You didn't hear about that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Laquan McDonald. No,
I don't know.
pretty sure.
I don't remember his name.
No, it was something Kendrick or something Lamar.
We
I
can
remember
get to it in a second, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, the mom, this kid's mom, she has been a huge activist ever since the Ferguson riot happened. She's been a huge activist for Black Lives Matter and like reforming the police and the judicial system and all that stuff. And so she's gotten a lot of backlash from, you know, people around the country and in her state that are basically, she says she's gotten death threats. She's been threatened with getting like beat and all this other stuff.
And then they lynched her kid.
Well, this is where I'm going with this.
Okay.
It's a suicide case at this point. She put on Facebook, they lynched my baby. Right?
Uh-oh. That instantly charges the situation.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, I'll get into why she thinks that. Facebook immediately took it down. Facebook was like, this is not happening.
Mark Zuckerberg was like, psych, bitch!
Facts. But it wasn't fast enough for people not to see it because, you know, internet works in a millisecond. So a bunch of people saw it, and then this is how the story kind of broke. She said that the sheets that were used to hang him, they didn't have in their house.
Okay.
So we went out and bought sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Well, you know, that could possibly.
If you're gonna buy something to kill yourself, you buy a rope.
That's true, too. But then she, like, apparently her and her son were very close.
What was the thread count?
I don't know.
Maybe you want to die in
At
luxury.
least 7.
That's way.
If I'm killing myself, it's 1,000 or nothing less. Don't touch me with that
Facts.
shit.
I said at least. I didn't say at most.
But apparently he lived at home, so her and her son were very close. And
so she thinks.
well, that's true too. But she claims that he's never been shown any signs of depression. He's always
My
been
mom
happy.
writes
Depression
my
works.
depression off with, in her words, sarcasm and alcohol.
Yeah, but your mom acknowledges that you're like you're not just a happy person. You know what I mean? Like,
Sorry.
He's choking a bottle as he records this podcast.
Your mom doesn't love you, doo-da.
but like she feels like she knows her son well enough to know, you know, he would have came to her and talked to her, you know, if something were going on.
Yeah.
And couple that with the amount of death threats that her family got and from people just being outraged about her being an activist, you know, she feels that someone has lynched her child. Now, I personally think someone did because, listen, as much as we like to
You
think...
could also have been depressed from the death threats.
Yeah, but like as much as we like to think like, oh, I'd go buy a sheet, like niggas ain't spend that much money on sheets. That's just not happening just to
Hey,
kill themselves.
look.
That's not our
If it
thing.
ain't 1,000,
Don't touch me with that shit.
Why would you
Morty.
hang yourself in a place like that with your mother standing for what she stands for? I just feel like I would go for a slightly less iconic way of dying. Maybe
Yeah.
a little bit less on display if I was going to end it all. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to have that as his last,
Yeah.
will and testament. I'm going to leave a big old murder mystery. Did I get lynched or was I just a really sad person?
There's also no note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a
I think
lynching.
most times there's a note.
How quickly did the authorities say that it was a suicide case?
I think they're investigating as a suicide case. They hadn't ruled out the possibility of a murder.
Okay.
Oh, foul play, at least.
I haven't. Well, I don't know how much you've read extra than this article,
Just the article.
but I didn't see that. Like I didn't say. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I didn't
Yeah.
see like them say like, oh, we're gonna keep the possibility that this could be a murder. I just think that like from the way I read it, it was just kind of them like, I mean, they're just
Yeah.
saying like, man, he killed himself, and not like taking the possibility of someone actually lynching somebody in 2018, which is a hard thing to believe in itself, because the fact that like Well, I guess we talked about this like a couple months ago, where they're
A
like,
lot of people don't fully understand to the extent
well,
that
no, not that, but there was a kid who these kid like his friends or like his friends, the other kids in the neighborhood, legitimately tried to lynch him.
Oh yeah, that child. Yeah.
It was in like Connecticut or something. Do you not remember that?
Yeah.
So-
his friends tried to lynch
Well,
him?
no, like that's why I said the neighborhood kids, not his friends. Basically, he went outside and he met up with like some neighborhood kids, just being a kid. Obviously, like they obviously didn't think he was a friend of theirs. They were bullying him because he was black, essentially. And they, I don't remember how they did it, but like they basically got his head into like a noose, essentially.
I think it was like what's it called, the chain from a swing set.
Yeah. And they just like watched the air leave his body until finally he was able to get himself free somehow. And yeah, they just like
How
watched
old were
it.
these kids?
Oh, they were like young.
They were.
They were in middle school, I think,
I
or
think-
maybe younger.
I think the main topic of that discussion
I
was
think at
should
that point
we.
they don't really know the severity of what they were doing, but that's still horrible. And
Yeah,
to,
that
like,
was the whole discussion. That podcast is like, what do we do with these children?
they don't know the
I said
severity.
fuck them little kids, but
I think they don't have a full grasp of mortality at that age, though. You still think you have that youthful invincibility. That said,
Caleb,
there
the
needs to be
fact-
some serious talks between the parents and their kids. Like, you can't just leave people to hang to their death.
I think.
yeah, that's what we kind of ultimately came to. I was
Yeah.
like,
It's on the
I was
parents.
like, in my head, I was still like, fuck them kids, but also like, fuck the parents on the real.
Yeah.
Because like the fact that your kid knows, like, to make fun of black kids and to hang them from a
Yeah.
tree, that's a little
the real
fucked
fucking
up.
thing.
So
Right.
Like you gotta teach lynching. Like you don't. No one ever goes out and like, I'm gonna lynch someone. No, you have to teach someone what lynching is.
I don't think those kids knew what lynching was.
I mean,
It's pretty easy to
They knew
figure
to-
out to
they knew
loop
to-
around a chain.
Caleb, I don't know what kind of child you were, but that was not an easy concept for me to grasp.
I don't know if it was quite lynching, more so them trying to harm this kid. Either way, it just that leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
It's kinda
so
fucked.
Get him
the
out wash.
suicide case.
Yeah, so apparently his body was found on October 17th, so this is like super recent. His name was Danye, I'm assuming.
Danye Jones.
Danye Jones. I don't know how he pronounced it, but it's Danye Jones. I assume it's like Kanye, but Danye.
It's like Dante, but with a Y, so Danye.
Yeah, be Danye Jones. He was 24, like I said, and it's just kind of become like this thing where it's like I feel like the police or like just people in general are just like, because none of these except for like AP Press and
The Blaze.
or like the super liberal like news organizations are calling it a lynching. It's mostly just like
Well, on one end, it's too early to like.
yeah, but I'm
call-
saying like it's always just like instantly just like, oh, kid committed suicide in Ferguson,
Yeah.
rather than bring up the fact that like you could say a young man in Ferguson was found hanging from the tree, suicide case may turn into murder. Like it's just something
So-
like
Are we desensitized, or do we not like the fact that the media has a knack for sensationalizing their headlines?
I think it's both. It's a combination of both. Because we are desensitized to it because a suicide you can just like scroll by and you're like, oh, another person killed themselves. It's
Yeah.
whatever. But on the other end, if the media just automatically jumps to lynching, that's not really fair either because you don't know the whole story. So you need to find a middle place where it's like either you can like mention both aspects of it in a headline. Again, I'm not a journalist, so I don't know how headlines really work.
When you're scrolling
But-
through your feed and you see one of those headlines or the other, is it easy to want to take a moment to digest both, like the full story, and be like, hey, maybe there's more to it than what we're being led on to. Maybe it's a suicide that's just another suicide, but I should look into this one. Or maybe it's these people like blowing shit out of proportion, but maybe I should look into it like with a more step back kind of grain of salt approach.
I don't think that's possible. I mean, like
Exactly.
it's
That-
possible, but no one wants
When
to
you
do
see
it.
it on your feed on your phone, you're either going to see one or the other, and you're going to have one of those polar reactions to it. You're going to either outraged about it, or you're just going to be like, oh, fuck it, whatever. If you're outraged about it, you're at least a little bit more likely to look into it and find out that there may be more to it. But if you just see it as a suicide case, then you're probably just going to overlook it completely.
Well, I don't think it's a bad thing to be outraged or just ignore it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's like if you don't care, you don't care. That's not it doesn't affect your daily life. I get it. I think that way a lot.
And if people are getting lynched today,
Well, I mean, I'm saying it's a bad
no.
thing, but like when
I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, I know,
That's
I know.
what I do.
That's what I'm explaining. Like,
Yeah.
say one of your guys' mutual friends' brother got put in prison. I don't give a fuck. That has nothing to do with me. That's just the way my mind works. Like, I understand that affects you, and I feel sorry for you that affects you, and I feel empathy for what you're feeling. But on the long scheme of things, I don't really give a fuck. Like, he could die tomorrow. I don't care. You know what I mean? I worry about me and mine, and I'm a very tribal person like that.
Yeah.
So, like, I understand why people can look at either or and just say, fuck it, it's just an article, whatever, and keep scrolling. I would hope that if it said lynching, they would be like, that shouldn't happen in 2018.
Yeah, that
why
just
did
set
this
off
happen?
an alarm
That's
right
yeah. But I can understand why if they use the word suicide, it just kind of scrolls by because we are desensitized to it, and we do. I think a lot of people kind of focus on themselves and their families, and rather than worrying about what everyone else is doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 100%.
So I think it's important to, like, we say this a lot. It's important for us to have your bias. That's cool, but also understand that you need to look at the other side in order to have an educated opinion and an educated view of the world.
Speaking of looking at other sides and having educated opinions, this is probably going to be uploaded when you can fucking vote. But don't forget to vote, guys. We don't
Facts.
give a shit who you vote for.
Yeah.
Just that you're voting. Every vote counts. Even if your vote is for a party that maybe other people might not agree with.
I thought you were going to say
take
stupid
sides.
for a second. I was going to be like, Caleb, you can't do that.
It's possible to say that, but
Yeah.
it's all. Is it objective, subjective? Like, you guys made me second guess myself one time, so I'm never able to say the right thing.
Objective is true. Subjective is a point of view.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Anyways, if you have an opinion, you deserve your opinion. Go vote. Don't be a dick to your friends.
Go
because
vote
they
for
voted.
Hillary.
She'll make America great again. Wait, what? That doesn't sound right.
How drunk are you right now?
Anything interesting going on in music? Rap.
Tekashi's back at it again.
Jesus Christ.
I love it. What's he doing?
It's really bad. So Trippie Redd, the guy who's been
F
Beefing
your
with-
dead homies, F your dead dad, that guy.
Yeah. Trippie Redd. There was recently a fan at one of his shows who was front row, and got a video of Trippie Redd on stage, and like when the music, like the song ended, dude was filming him and was like, "Hey, shout out 6ix9ine," and Trippie Redd looked over, and he just kind of just like did a little grin, and Tekashi then shared it on his page, and he's like, "Look at him, he looked like he about to cry, la da 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 da." Of course, the internet was like, bitch. He then uploaded another video of, so Tekashi uploaded a video of him watching a video on his phone of, from what seemed to be a crowd of people at a Trippie Redd show chanting "fuck 6ix9ine." And in the video, Tekashi's going, "Damn, they really saying fuck 6ix9ine." And he says, "Hey, babe, look at this." And the camera pans over, and it's Trippie's ex laying in bed with him.
What an absolute savage.
He then uploaded another video of him and Trippie's ex in the car listening to a Trippie Redd song where the lyrics go something to the tune of, "Please, babe, don't go switching sides. I need you in my life."
He's no mercy.
Please tell me Trippie Redd's ex is at least over legal age.
Yeah, no.
Okay, that's good.
Ha.
Yeah, it's been, yeah.
That's fried.
Holy
And then he uploaded a video of him like standing in a hotel lobby in his boxers listening to some fucking techno song saying like, "You can't beef with this man" or something, and he's doing some ridiculous dance. You can't.
Has Trippie Redd like clapped back, or is he just
Every
like,
time Trippie Redd tries, it just seems like Tekashi just takes everything by storm. But Trippie Redd's never really affected by it, so I give him kudos for that. Like, he's never like truly like upset or bothered or post like
Bro.
a "oh fuck this dude" video kind of deal. Like, it's usually just kind of like that happens, and then Trippie Redd goes on with his life, which is cool. I give him kudos for that. He's like, "All right, you know what? Fuck this dude." but it's so fucked up.
I feel like if you acknowledge him, he wins.
50
You know what I mean?
Cent.
Like if he like
Yeah.
if he posts something that's like, man, fuck
Well,
6ix9ine,
because
like for real,
Tekashi is a self-proclaimed troll. He admitted it. He's like, I'm a fucking troll. Like, this is what I do. So if you give him the attention, he's obviously winning. But if you leave it alone, then he's just going to be, hey, look at me. I'm doing this thing. Look at me. And, but either way, Tekashi still ends up
So
winning.
I gotta
50
ask.
Cent and Tekashi are against your social media existence. How fucked are you? Like,
Oh, you're fucked.
Yeah, 50 don't play either.
yeah, I know. That's what I'm
Because
saying.
one thing
The
50
two
has that
biggest
Tekashi
troll-
doesn't is
Is
a
money.
shit ton of money. So 50 gives no fucks.
Well,
like
Tekashi's-
Tekashi gives no fucks.
He still has a lot of money.
Yeah, he does,
Every
but,
single
like-
he puts out is platinum.
But like,
I'm saying
there's a
those
difference between like
Multi-platinum.
there's a difference between like rapper money and then rapper money plus businessman money.
Yeah, it's true. but,
Like,
I mean,
50
Tekashi's getting
50.
a lot of money off this shit.
Oh, yeah, he does, but I'm
He's-
saying like he's nowhere near
That's
as
that's
much.
why I say like people could talk a lot of shit about him, but at the end of the day, he has literally managed to go number 1 on the charts with every song he released. He had a full-on Spanish song, and it's still charted in the U.S. Like,
This is gonna be a side note.
that's just not heard of.
I gotta ask: did Tekashi ever respond to Crystalia and all of his nonsense?
No, because Crystalia is a nobody in the hip hop community.
Factual. Yeah.
Doesn't need to.
Yeah,
The
Tekashi.
comedy community got a kick out of it because it was funny.
Yeah, it was fucking funny.
But Tekashi, I doubt he even saw it. Hey, you know what? He stays on the internet a lot, so he probably saw it and laughed and kind of went on with his day. Because
what's that guy
Tekashi,
do?
at the end of the day, still finds shit funny. There's been times where he's reposted people's memes of him. Like, at the end of the day, he still finds he's a troll, so he appreciates a good troll.
Some self-deprecating humor.
Yeah, So
Let me explain this to Caleb because he seems confused. A comedian I follow sent this to 6ix9ine. It's on Twitter. It's just, hey Tekashi, let's straight up just fuck. And
That's funny.
and
The
then he started
chick is-
posting like
yeah, and then
photos
he
that were
posted
photoshopped.
things like this, which is him, like behind a Photoshop
Yeah.
6ix9ine, just holding. At one point, he photoshopped his face and Tekashi's face onto the 50 Shades of Grey trailer.
Why is this man trying to fuck Tekashi?
This is the same dude who like fucking
I love
just
Crystalia.
slammed
However,
the.
I find that kind of seemed a little clout hoary.
That's what I was just thinking.
No, dude, he
like,
fucks with people.
I like him, and I like that he does that. It seems a little clout hoary,
But it's
though.
smart.
Yeah, no,
It's
is.
it's stupid smart. But that's like I was gonna say like it's him grabbing. He sees someone in the distance who he's like, oh, I can get fans from this dude, and he latches on, and then he makes funny comments about it that he knows his
I can't
fans.
get behind stuff like that though.
I mean, people do it all the time.
Yeah, but it's like just do it naturally, like Russ.
Granted,
I may not like Russ for some of his comments. However, he's built his own empire.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like if you sell out Madison Square 2 nights in a row with an album that you produced by yourself, you engineered by yourself, you wrote, like you did the entire album quite literally by yourself. Like, what other artist can you name that has done that?
I mean, I'm sure Kanye's done it before, hasn't he? No? I thought Kanye produces his own shit.
He does.
Oh, he doesn't write his own shit all the time, though.
A lot of his songs have features.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
He literally entire album, beginning to end, from the instruments, from the finishing product, 100% him. That's it. Nobody was in the mix of it, and he sold out Madison Square 2 nights in a row. Like that's pretty impressive. However, he tampered with the internet, and the internet has fucking won because
How so?
his ticket sales have gone down. He wore a shirt to a music festival that said how much lean and how many Xannies do you have to take before you realize you're a fucking idiot. That was just
That's a dope shirt.
plastered on his shirt.
That's a dope shirt.
But
Not in the environment
people
he
think
was
Lil
in.
Peep were,
the internet was just like,
or
yo,
butthurt
dude,
about Lil
like,
Peep?
how are you gonna shit on people who have addictions?
Oh.
That's
Which is a fair. No, it's a
it's
fair.
fair, but
it's a fair
it's
argument.
a fucking shirt.
No, but it's a fair argument.
It is, but it's a shirt. Like,
Well, and then a lot of the other rappers band together and got a hashtag that's still pretty prevalent called hashtag fuck Russ. Yeah. But he did clear it up a little. He wasn't talking about the people with true addictions. He said the shirt was intended for the people that he went to school with, which we can all relate to, are the kids who see the shit they see in hip-hop and want to emulate it because they make up these false problems. And they're like, I'm sad. Yeah, the music said I'm sad.
Lil Xan.
I'm a fucking sad boy.
Yeah. Stuff like that. So that was his whole point with the shirt, which I was like, okay, Russ, you got my respect back. Because I don't like people who drug shame. It's not cool.
You know what I hate about the internet?
Doing drugs is bad.
Doing drugs is bad, but sometimes
Doing them
when...
with your friends is all right.
But sometimes
Shut up.
in the black bins, doing cocaine with my black friends. Switch it up to the white bins, doing cocaine with my white friends. That's a Juice WRLD lyric for you. I thought it was hilarious.
That is pretty fried.
Other music news: Freddie Gibbs and Currency came out with an album together, and it's gold.
Yeah?
It's fucking
As in,
awesome.
like, it went gold, or
No,
you
it's
think
just,
it's good?
It's
Okay.
fucking great.
Okay.
Because Freddie Gibbs is one of my favorites. Still, I realized I made a post about 2012. I shared it on Facebook that said
Didn't
Freddie
he like
Gibbs
it or
is-
something?
Well, I mean, he used to like my photos on Instagram and shit like, yeah, comment, whatever.
You had rep?
I tell you all the time, I get random rap clout sometimes. It's weird.
Wow.
I don't know. Because I'm an early adopter. But anyway.
Closest I'll be to fame. Ever.
But no, I realized that I had shared a post about, or I made a post on Facebook about 2012 saying that if your underrated rapper list doesn't include Freddie Gibbs, I don't fuck with it. Still prevalent today. Prevalent.
Prevalent.
Woo!
Fuck, now I'm fucked.
Prevalent. Prevalent.
Boom. Skadoosh.
Ha! Alcohol. Don't
There
do
you
it.
go. Don't drug shame Cody.
And it's I still think, yes.
As he grabs
As he grabs another
I still think it's relevant today because Freddie Gibbs 100% does not get the kudos he gets. And that's not to his own fault because he was on a steady climb. He came out with an album called Pinata and it like broke the fucking internet because all the hip hop heads in the world were like, wait a minute, who is this guy? And that album did fantastic. Doing a tour in Europe, and he got a false rape allegation charge, and he spent a lot of time in a German jail.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Ooh.
It was either German or it was some, fuck ass European country. He was stuck there.
It was one of the Spreckens. It wasn't
He
good.
was
Deutschland.
he was stuck there,
It's
like,
probably Sweden.
and he beat the case, because he didn't actually do it, but he was stuck there for a long time. I want to say like 6 to 8 months. Like he was stuck there.
Yeah.
No music, no contact with the outside world. Like he literally had nothing, and so he's now kind of like somewhat at the beginning of his career. He still has, so it's a little bit easier that he has a fan base now. But sometimes when you're on an incline and then you have a sudden drop,
You
it's
lose your
really
momentum.
yeah, you don't have as much momentum. So I think this album with Currency is definitely a good look for him because Currency is kind of like your favorite rapper's favorite rapper because he's like well respected among the hip hop community. Like
What songs does he have? Because I've heard of him.
That's the thing. Currency doesn't have hit songs.
Yeah.
He just has songs that rappers love
Yep. Every
He-
rapper talks about Currency at least once.
because he's has great bars. He has great beat choice, and he's just a cool dude. He's just a great guy.
It's a great way to stay in shape.
All he wants to do is make rap and then go on tour for enough money to trick out some cars.
Yeah, that's
He lives a very simple life.
And his house, like, he has a big house, but it's not like rapper, what's up, MTV Cribs
It's
house.
not like 50 Cent's house.
he lives on a fucking cul-de-sac.
Ah,
However, all his neighbors hate him because
Yeah.
he has like 8 fucking cars, but they're not like rapper cars. Like he has like a single Ferrari, and it's like an older model because he actually appreciates like what goes into the cars. He has a single Rolls Royce,
oh, so he's classy about it. Jag.
but all his other cars are like classic Chevys. Like shit that he's tuned up himself. He's so that's his whole shtick. He wants to smoke a lot of weed
Yeah.
and rap, and then make enough money to where he can buy his cars.
simple.
He's just a cool dude.
He's
You
living
can't-
within his means.
He's
You
living
can't
his best
hate him.
life.
Yeah, that's all he wants to do.
Living my best life.
And he just recently had an interview where he talked about he got a watch with some diamonds in it, and he like felt like great about it. Or it's like he's not like an asshole rapper where it's like, look at all this shit. No, he's like look, I finally got a watch with diamonds. Ooh, this shit's hard. So yeah,
That's cool.
But I
Freddie
think-
Gibbs is out here trying to.
Freddie Gibbs is a pretty he's a pretty composed dude. He's a family man now, so like he spends a lot of time hanging out with his daughter,
That's dope.
Ivory.
That's dope.
She's adorable, probably one of the most adorable daughters in the rap game.
Yeah,
YG's daughter is fucking cute.
I haven't seen her.
Oh my god, she's so cute. So cute. It's extra cute because YG's a fucking gangbanging ass dude, and his daughter's just so innocent.
Yo, when I found out MGK's daughter's mixed, I was like, "That's a cute ass baby, bro."
Yeah.
Like I saw it and I was like, "There's no
The
no
cutest
way."
video I ever saw him post was his daughter and him rapping to each other his song.
Right?
I was like, yo,
that's dope. That is
teardrop.
dope.
Had
bro.
to suck it back in. Get out of here, teardrop. But yeah, there's a few other tapes that came out. I haven't had a chance to listen to them all yet. So, but that yeah,
Those
that
are the
Freddie
major
Gibbs.
things.
To me,
Yeah.
I don't know.
think that's really cool.
I think we're in an interesting space in hip hop right now. Takeoff's album is in the works, which
Ooh.
excites me because Takeoff is my favorite member of the Migos.
Yeah.
Because he's the one with the best bars. However, his rap flow has stayed the consistent Migos rap flow.
Yeah.
However, he's learned to make it work with sensational wordplay.
But he doesn't have the stage presence as some of the
No,
other
he's
Migos.
probably like the least
Yeah,
stage
Quavo's
present.
up the top,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
it's
it's
like
like
the face.
Offset because of him and Cardi B, and then take off.
Offset's career has definitely taken quite a shoot with the whole Cardi B situation.
They're
Well,
they're
that's
the
good for
career.
him.
Well, it's because their careers both
Yeah.
shot up at the same time, and
Mm-hmm.
then every like hood rat was like, oh, they're getting married. World is perfect, and now they're just continually skyrocketing
It was
together.
Oh, they're
it was
getting married?
honestly a
They're
pretty
already
good
married.
situation.
Or are they
for
already
both-
married?
Yeah, they're married.
Yeah, they're married.
Married
That's
with a
so-
baby and shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's so
it's a pretty
nice.
good situation for both of them because Cardi B was on her real good incline, and then Offset had a few songs on the most recent Migos tape where like people really recognized his flows,
Maybe like the
and
new
so
Jay-Z
he was on a
and-
good incline. And then they got married, and then it was just like
It was just a rocket shot off.
yeah,
of
it
this
was
guy.
it was a pretty good win for
So
both of them
Are
there.
they like the power couple, like the new?
Mhm.
Jay-Z
they're
and
they're no
Beyonce?
they're not like that yet. That's still J
But
and
they-
B because J and B are like they're still like very prevalent.
But like
Shut
they're
up.
the new
No, but
generation.
like on the real, you know it's true.
Are they
Whatever.
like the new generation?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
They're
what I'm
like
saying.
they're
That's
like
what I'm saying. Like they're like the next gen.
yeah, they're the one. They're like
millennial JMB.
yeah. It's just because they're
Potentially, they might not be there yet, but
it's because they haven't hit that point of fame where Jay-Z and Beyonce are. They're
My
I
favorite
think
rap
that
couple is
Jay-Z and
Gucci Mane. and
Beyonce-
Would you
Keisha
shut up?
Kaur.
Could you
Sorry.
hold on?
No, that's the best rap couple.
Like
like
Jay-Z and
Jay-Z and
Beyonce have
Halsey.
hit a point where it's like they're detached from society. They're bigger than
they have
like,
ascended.
yeah,
Larger
essentially.
than reality.
Yeah, and Cardi B and Takeoff or an Offset have really stayed to who they are, no matter how successful they've been.
But
They're
when
just-
Jay Z and Beyonce.
The
were
Migos
a
are in
thing,
their point
were
in
they
their
like
career.
still kind of younger, and so like,
Yeah, but
like when
Jay-Z
they first became a thing.
But Beyonce and Jay-Z's career was at the point that
It was
Cardi B and Takeoff's are, but they went farther with it. Not saying Cardi B and
They've had
Takeoff,
more
but like
time.
haven't they had
yeah.
more time?
yeah, but they hit that ascension way faster.
Oh,
and
so you don't
Cardi
think
B
that-
and Takeoff and Offset don't have that like
I mean, if
kind of
we're
vibe
also
about
being
that the
honest,
pool's
it's
been
probably not going to
saturated.
last.
That's true too, because Offset I hear in like
I mean, it's not even that. It's just like it's how typical hip hop. I think that's another reason Jay-Z and Beyonce like their relationship is kind of like a big deal is because it's not like your typical celebrity relationship.
yeah
They stayed together.
yeah.
No, he
That doesn't
he slipped
happen.
up. He slipped up a couple times.
I think that's all bullshit. I think that was all publicity stunt for the fucking album.
See, we'll never know that though, because they're very good at keeping their life private. That's the one time you saw
Yeah, and
like them be vulnerable at all.
yeah, but they both released albums, so I'm calling it bullshit.
I mean, what do artists do when something happens in their life?
They sing about it.
Yeah, but
They write about
it's
it.
not a publicity thing. I don't know.
But
I'm calling
but
bullshit.
You can't.
I'm
no,
just
no,
me.
okay, hold on,
I
hold on,
can
hold on.
because I like hip hop.
No. But I'm saying like
I
every
don't like Jay-Z
every rapper
or Beyonce.
every rapper and singer uses their emotions and experiences in their life to put them into songs. It's like MGK raps about.
Yeah, but you don't make diss albums to each other.
That wasn't a diss album. It was them talking.
That's what they were considered.
Wasn't
they
her
were,
No, they
album?
weren't.
They were
They
considered
were
their
her.
back and forth.
It was her expressing how she felt about her husband cheating on her.
And then Jay was like, "This is how I feel about it."
Yeah, that's what people do.
I just feel like
That's what artists do. They put their feelings into their art.
It could be real, but I just think I don't know.
It was too.
I think it's real.
convenient.
Yeah, too convenient. Yeah.
I would
No,
say,
'cause remember
I would say,
Solange
I would
also-
say, I would say you have a biased opinion about it though. So be careful. That's all. That's all.
Yeah,
that's
no,
all.
I'm not coming out swinging. I'm just saying because I do remember Solange. We never really discovered what all that was about.
I mean,
And plus, there's been allegations
we
of
did
Jay-Z.
because he said it in one of his recent songs.
Well, even before. Well, if we're calling into question the reliability of the song,
I guess that's true.
we still never found out what that was about. But I do believe it was connected to that. Also, what was it called? There's been allegations of him being unfaithful in the past.
This is true.
I mean, the whole shit. Cody, were you there when I read that article that said the reason? What's it called? The reason Chris Brown beat. Actually, no, we know that's not true. So we know that allegation of unfaithfulness is untrue. The article said Chris Brown got herpes from Rihanna, which he got from Jay-Z, which she got from Jay-Z.
Oh no, I didn't know that was
I
a thing.
Yeah.
doubt it. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Hip hop's a weird world.
It is.
Indeed, it is.
So in an alternate, just as interesting world, you got anything, George, in your sect?
Sadly, not.
It's just election year. You know.
Same bullshit, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to vote tomorrow, which is
Oh,
sad
Why not?
Why not?
because I have work.
You can do a
Can I vote online?
You can do a absentee ballot.
I think it's too late for that, isn't it?
No, tomorrow you gotta do it by 6 p.m.
Yeah, I work. Ooh, wait. I might be able to make it after work. I'm gonna try.
Well, where are you registered for?
Well,
Oh,
what
fuck.
time do you have?
It'd be
Yo.
it'd be at your other address. I guarantee you.
No, you know what address it's registered to?
What?
The one where I stayed in that apartment on 96th Street.
Oh.
How
Yeah.
far away is your job from there?
Far.
Far.
Now,
Real far.
could
There's
you
like
ask
no
your
fucking
job
way.
If it's cool if you like take some time to go vote.
No, because I took time off Saturday. Oh wait, no, I didn't. But
It's your
Isn't
civic-
it illegal to not allow to
Hey,
like?
it's your civic
No,
duty.
that's one of the
Maybe
problems.
job might
Oh, is that
help.
okay?
That's one
they
of the problems.
might. But it's also like I have. I don't know how many days off this month already for the wedding.
I mean, it's worth asking. Like,
No,
hey,
yeah, I'll definitely ask him.
Yeah.
What?
maybe make it up
Nothing.
during the lunch or something
What?
like that.
Nothing. I was about to be petty, but I'm not going to.
Go ahead.
No,
Oh.
it's okay. Petty Brandon does not need to come out right now.
I just want to say democracy functions best when we have we have input from a educated populace into our democracy. That is the way this thing can work. It's the only way it can
I
work
thought
well.
we were
He's
telling
educated.
Cody to vote.
What? I'm just talking to
It was a joke.
okay. Shit.
If I'm being totally honest, I'm not entirely sure who I would vote for because I have not been paying as much attention as
I
I
have that
should
sack
have.
of propaganda paper, and I also am pretty well versed on both, like of the.
So do we
Yeah.
want to talk
Me
about
too,
this for real? Because I have
No,
like a
I don't.
okay. All right.
What do we,
do
wait,
want
what
to
is,
No, no,
we're
what
good.
is this
We're
for
good.
real?
We're
For
good.
real?
Good.
What is this subject for real? For real?
Because
No,
I was just gonna
he's
say my
talking about-
personal opinion about the whole thing.
About voting?
All I know is if Akon runs, I'm voting for Akon.
Okay. Brandon, I want
He
to
was talking about seriously voting. Do you not see that?
No.
Or seriously running?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought you were making a joke. I was like, why is that the person you chose?
Because everyone talks about, Akon, what do you
Oh yeah, I know he's like, but I'm just like, that was out the middle of nowhere. I didn't know he was like
Yeah,
actually
seriously
talking about running.
considering. I would vote
Wait,
for
is
him.
he allowed to?
I think he's a U.S. citizen.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know if he
think
was.
he was born here, yeah.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know if he
But
was born here. No.
Pretty sure his parents were immigrants.
Mm.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. But
Gotcha.
I would fucking vote for him. All the great shit he's doing in Africa.
Facts.
He seems to have his mind for the people. He's literally brought electricity to
Yeah, he was born in
quite
St. Louis.
literally, huh?
He was born in St. Louis.
No shit. Are you serious?
Yeah,
he
St.
was
Louis,
quite
Missouri.
literally brought electricity to
Mm-hmm.
not hundreds, not thousands, not tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, but millions of fucking people in Africa.
Yeah.
He has set up and he has created jobs.
Yup.
He has trained people to sustain the electricity in these villages. Like,
Actually,
And no one knows about this.
that is so
It's ridiculous.
That's fucking impressive.
Like no one ever acknowledges Akon's work,
Millions
ever.
of
Ever.
people. Millions.
Only
Like,
thing,
what other artist has done some shit like that and he gets no recognition?
Yeah.
Oprah created schools. She's not an artist. She created a couple schools. Not a lot, mind you.
Yeah.
But decent, like, really high education, though.
Yeah.
But this man brought electricity, sustainable electricity, because he trained these fucking people. Like, that's, I don't know, that's...
And the only thing people remember him for is Smack That.
I remember him for
I know, I'm just
the Young Jeezy
Love.
feature.
I was just, it's
There's a lot to remember.
That was
Akon
probably
about.
one of my favorite songs
Smack
ever.
that.
On the
floor,
smack that.
Okay, stop.
I know Cody doesn't want to talk about this, but Brent, I want to hear your opinion on voting.
No, I was just like, I was just talking about like the senator race.
We can have a post podcast chat, and then our Patreons can
Yeah,
get the recording. It's mostly just to say
Caleb, how many
we're not
are on
gonna
there?
talk
How
about
many
this.
are on there?
How many
All of
people
them.
are on our or how many tiers do we have? Because I was
Are
actually
you
about to say.
Oh my
we
God!
have-
What have you and Phil
I
been doing?
Just made a 5th tier where if you have if you're
Who
an
gave
up-and-coming
him power?
rapper or-
What?
He's
Listen.
made tiers on Patreon.
Yeah.
How many people are on our Patreon?
All right, but let me first talk about.
No.
our 5th
Give me the
tier.
number.
No, let me talk
No.
about our 5th tier. 'Cause
No.
This is really important.
No, fuck your tier. How many people are on our Patreon?
All right, do you know how
No,
these things
Caleb,
work?
stop. How many people have subscribed to our Patreon?
You give people shout-outs
Caleb.
in the Patreon,
Caleb.
in the end credits, or at certain
Caleb,
milestones.
you're avoiding the question I'm asking you.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you are.
How many people have been our patrons? Our patrons, whatever you call them. You can say the number.
No, I'm trying to have it so that when we reach a certain number of subscribers, we give a shout-out to all of those people, which is why I said
Then why did you not come prepared?
I don't want to announce it on air because we aren't at that milestone yet. There's a fucking thing. If you look at our
Where's
Patreon-
my money, nigga? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, hold up.
not
How
going
will we
towards
not
us.
hold about this? Why do you know about this and we don't?
You don't even look at the fucking group chat. Go die.
I look at the group chat. And when I type into the group chat, I get go die again.
You didn't even chat. When was the last time you chat? Was it even this week? Last week?
Yeah, this is what I fucking do. Hey guys, can we do this?
This is horseshit. All right, I'm trying to put together a fucking thing for the podcast.
Okay, I just need to know the number, and you just weren't
I
answering
literally
me.
just. Oh, okay.
That's
yeah.
all I was
Okay,
asking you.
I got
Yeah.
you. I'm sorry.
What's
Anyway.
I want my money.
I made a new tier, which is what I was just about to promote.
Okay,
If you're an up-and-coming
go.
rapper, or if you have enough money, you can subscribe to us and donate to the 5th tier of our Patreon. What I'm not going to say the number on podcast, but you can go to the website and check it out. Also check out our other
Wait,
stuff.
hold on, stop.
And hold on, I'm not done yet. If you donate to the 5th tier, you will get a segment where Cody will talk you up as an up-and-coming rapper, the same way he did just now for. What
Hold
was that
on.
one?
No, I won't.
Stop.
No,
Stop.
I won't.
Who gave you this power?
I won't.
When did you and Phil discuss this stuff?
No, I won't.
Alright, just come to our
No, I won't.
extra session.
You're not gonna pay me no money to do that. I have to actually like you.
Dude,
When
when
did-
you see
when-
the tier 5 cost,
When did you?
you will like them.
I still won't. You're
When
not gonna
did
pay
you
me
and
to
Phil
lie.
make these decisions? Y'all need to stop hanging out. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm over this.
No.
You're not gonna pay me to lie.
We didn't even know we had a Patreon until
I'm not gonna do that.
Tuesday. What are you doing?
I've been promoting
gonna
our
tell them we're
Patreon
gonna do
for
that? I
the
ain't
past
that-
several weeks.
And that's the other thing. He says we're going to do all these things just by himself. Does not tell anybody else in the room that he wants to do this.
I'm not gonna do that.
I can't.
Yeah, man. Check out this. I don't even like
All
this
right,
guy.
so you're gonna make me just make a whole new 5th tier?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
This man created a whole Patreon, a whole community we don't even fucking know
Look,
about.
here's your new 5th tier.
All
If
right.
you pay, if you pay whatever the 5th tier price is, I'll go on the podcast and I'll rant about whatever the fuck you want me to rant about.
That's actually a really good.
There you go.
That's
Facts.
too good though. Let's put that.
Oh no. I'm a cheap bitch.
You want to do that at 5th?
I work 2 jobs. I don't need
I'm-
that much money.
Oh, hold on, nigga. Chill,
What?
bro.
Okay,
no.
hold
No.
on. I'm gonna write
hold
this
on,
down.
Hold on.
Whatever you want me to rant
A
about.
Cody. That's that sounds.
Whatever. If you want me to rant for rape, I'll fucking do it. And it'll be the best rant ever.
Shout out to our King is Con podcast.
Oh no.
This is what happened with.
Can we give like an example? Just like
shit.
a like a
No,
2
no,
minute. Okay.
no.
You can't go on a rant about slushies.
All right.
Fucking brave phrase.
I hate slushies.
Yo,
Don't get
yo,
me started. I fucking hate
speaking-
slushies.
Speaking of rape.
It's sugar frozen water.
Speaking of
That
rape.
shit is garbage.
Speaking of rape.
What is the appeal of slushies?
Speaking of rape.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This has to do with Derrick Rose.
Shit's gross.
Because you remember Derrick Rose had a rape case, right? Like, well, yeah. He was associated with a gangbang rape back in Chicago.
Hmm.
You know, past is the past, right?
Yeah.
No, you still.
Oh, it depends on the statute
Well,
of limitations.
he was never convicted of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So he had his whole rape charge, rape allegations, whatever you want to call it. He was never. I don't think he was ever convicted, but I don't know if the other people involved were or not. I didn't care about them because they're nobodies. Thank you for showing me your titties.
Yeah.
No, Caleb, I don't want to see yours. Stop it. Well, he got his 50-point game the other night. Shout out to D Rose on the comeback. You know, he only scored 4 points the next game, but we out
Comeback?
here. We out here, bro.
Did he come on the rape girl's back? Win for Cody. Yep.
Okay. So he got his 50-point win. The internet blew up, or the basketball community blew up, and
You're glancing over at my nipple periodically. Okay, keep going. I'll put him away.
I know y'all are not getting up from this table right now.
Why is everybody?
I've been
getting up?
thirsty as fuck for like an hour. I'm gonna get some water.
Oh my god.
I'm.
I don't know who this y'all is. I'm sitting right here.
So he gets his 50-point game.
Yeah.
It's an iconic night.
I was pretty.
He gets super emotional, breaks down on the court.
And said, I raped that woman.
No.
Oh my god.
No. But, you know, a lot of people were happy for him. A lot of people, like a lot of ball players were like, you guys don't see this, but the amount he's mentally and physically had to go throughout his career with his injuries and just not being confident in what's, you know, or not having the opportunity to do this, it's huge for him. Like like LeBron, CP3, D Wade, Jimmy Butler, a whole bunch of people were like, who played with him and know him, were like, yo, this is huge for him. We salute him. Keep up the hard work, yada, yada, yada. And some of them were even like, every kid can look at this moment and be inspired by this, for which the amount of work and drive it takes for him to play one game, and then for him to go out and do that is just ridiculous, right? True statements, right?
Right. Factual.
So,
Please don't be inside.
don't do this right now. Don't do this right now. Just hear what he said. Don't do it, and we'll talk about it in a minute.
Okay.
Thanks.
So, one of the TV shows, like analyst TV talk radio or talk shows for basketball, is called The Jump. And there's a woman on there named Rachel Nichols. Now, Rachel Nichols knows her stuff. She's good at what she does. I respect her opinions on basketball and things like that. Tracy McGrady's on the show too a lot, and I think there's one other person. I don't remember who it is though. But she took this time to, for some reason, talk about, instead of saying how hard he worked and how his career is going and things like that, she decides to bring up the rape allegations that he was acquitted of, and saying, you know, as great as he did this, we also need to remember that he did this too.
Because you had to shit on his moment.
This literally just brought something to my mind, but continue.
And my whole thing is like, and she was trying to stay in the middle, but you could see where her bias was. And I give her credit for trying at least. But there was no reason to talk about it. Like, this has nothing to do with what he did that night. There's nothing to do with him scoring 50 points in a game and giving a clutch victory to his team, which a team that is currently fighting with each other because of Jimmy Butler and Tom Thibodeau. They're at war.
Doug Dimmadome?
Yeah.
Dimmadome?
Yeah, his name's stupid.
Yeah, boy.
So this team is already fractured, and then they have this night that could bring them together as a unit because their third-string point guard scored 50 points in a fucking game. That's ridiculous.
It's pretty good, yeah.
And she takes this moment to shit on his life and say, you guys got to remember he fucked up. Why? First of all, he didn't even, like, it was
You
never...
could build 1,000 bridges, George.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
Suck one dick.
You're a dick sucker.
And it just makes me so angry because I used to enjoy watching their show, and now I just have this thing of like, you're the problem. Like, go away. This is why, like, as I'm going to sound like a meninist right now, but this is why men are fucked in 2018 and beyond.
Meninist.
Like, this is why we are legitimately fucked. Because like LeBron could build a school, and if some woman from 2010 says he raped her,
Yeah,
his whole career is fucked.
it's true.
Especially him, because he's LeBron.
Yeah.
And that the fact that women have that power and just use it just like it's nothing is so fucking irritating to me.
That also reminds me.
So, you know the whole X situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I ever updated you guys.
No, you did not.
Like, which ex?
Tentacion.
Oh, I thought you meant like girlfriend. I was like, what are you talking about?
No.
I know this man is not turned all the way
It
around.
really pains my heart. Caleb, you might want to pay attention to this.
I'm just kidding. Chill.
Yeah,
Chill.
promise.
I was trying to...
This broke my heart.
Is it for X, you said?
Mhm.
Okay.
So state of Florida already dropped the case, obviously because he's fucking dead.
Free X. No, I'm just kidding.
Pitchfork is a hip hop magazine, blog kind of deal. Somebody uncovered a sound recording
Damn.
of X
Damn.
admitting
Damn.
to beating the girl's ass.
Damn. Oh, damn.
Oh.
Your hero has fallen, sir. Oh my goodness.
He's heard. I listened to it because I couldn't believe it. Of course, I was like, "Nah, fam, come on." Like, part of me was like, he probably did it, but I was just like, I believe in innocent until proven guilty. That's
Facts.
in any situation, even if I don't fucking like you, innocent until proven guilty.
But
I listened to the recording, and it's very upsetting, especially for me. However, I refuse to take X off my background on my phone because his music touched me.
Hey, you were free to do that.
I know that feeling when you go to bat for someone and then they
Oh,
turn
dude, it
around
sucked,
and
especially after getting
fucking-
after defending him against those gang of pixie cut bitches. He's
No.
quoted as saying,
Hold on. Before you go into this, you know why you're always going to be better than those pixie cut bitches?
"Because I believed in innocence." until
No,
proven
because
guilty."
you're doing this right now. Because you're admitting
Oh, yeah.
when you're admitting when you're wrong and when not that you fucked up because you didn't know, but then when something you said isn't true. You're admitting that you were wrong. And so that's something those
you know
people will
what?
never do.
I'm a take a risk, and I'm gonna still say I love him
Go ahead, bro.
because
You
everybody
love your
makes
dead
mistakes,
Yeah.
and sometimes love hurts you, and
Whoa.
sometimes
Whoa.
love.
Whoa.
Sometimes
No,
let's-
you
in
got
his
it.
situation.
Wait.
That's what I'm saying. No,
Wait,
just hear me out.
Okay.
Sometimes love hurts you. and
I was
sometimes-
hold on. I was with you, and then you're like, sometimes love hurts. I was like, whoa, back it down, back down.
Sometimes, you ever heard that old rock song? How's the words go?
Every rose has a thorn.
No, sometimes love doesn't feel like it should, or something like that. Point being,
Sometimes love knocks you down.
sometimes love hurts, and sometimes it makes you do things that are out of character, or sometimes it pushes you to the extreme because love is a very strong emotion, and sometimes it really does push you to a wall. However, I'm not excusing.
Is this the hill you want to die on today? Because I swear to
no.
God, they will fuck you up.
I am not, in any standpoint, excusing what he did. However, I can say from experience that sometimes when you're in a shit relationship, you do things that are very out of character.
Facts.
Now, what he is quoted as saying is that something to the tune of, he put his all into somebody who didn't really care, and that she always fell through, saying like, she wasn't really there for him, whatever the what. And then he says, until I started fucking her up. And then she was there for me. And I was like, interesting. Now, as fucked as it sounds, there's a lot of really young
that made it sink, bro. I can't.
Yeah.
there's a lot of, no, because listen,
I'm still with you, but
he
I'm just,
died at 20 or 19.
He
19.
was too young. He hasn't experienced.
There's a lot of young relationships that are real fucked because
Facts,
when
bro.
you're young, you got a lot of shit going through your head.
You're a
and
kid.
Both parties
That's not
do
an
stupid
excuse.
shit. No.
Well,
I'm
hold
not,
on.
again,
I don't know, George.
there's
George said
not
that you're a kid, and
excusing.
I'm like, that's not an
However,
excuse.
both parties could have done some goofy shit.
Yeah.
Facts. But what
It's never okay.
It's-
but
it's not okay,
keep
but-
going. I'm sorry.
I think what I get out of what X said, or what Cody told me X said, because I didn't listen to it, is he wanted a way to grab someone's attention, to have someone
He put his all.
reciprocate.
Yeah, he put his all into somebody who wasn't reciprocating their all.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And when you see that, your
It
mind
hurts.
goes, it hurts you, and your mind goes to these different places on how to get it. And he might have tried different ways to get her to love him back, and the only way he saw it happen. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying logically speaking, you don't know how far a person will want to go to get the affection they want.
Get rid of her and get someone that will.
Yes,
give you
yes, yes. But
That's
he's
the
also,
healthy way.
but
But
Caleb,
he was
we're
also
23.
a damaged. He was a
No, no, no.
damaged. He was a damaged person
Hurt people,
who
hurt people
who's
is not the. It's
No,
not an
but Caleb,
excuse, though.
Caleb,
That's
listen.
the truth, though.
We are 23 thinking about this.
I'm 22.
22.
Whatever.
Deuce,
Well,
baby.
it doesn't matter. That's just numbers.
But I'm saying we've experienced more life and understand ourselves better than he
And
probably
that's only
did.
barely.
Yeah, and it's barely.
I've been single pretty long.
But you've had experiences.
Not everybody's built the same.
True. Exactly.
And
everybody handles things differently. What could be a huge traumatic event for one person might be something that another person would be able to endure, which is why I'm not saying that it's unheard of that he reacted the way he did.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I personally don't think that that's
He obviously grew up in a very
we
violent
can't excuse
childhood.
that kind of behavior. Is
So-
all I'm saying.
I don't think anyone's making excuses.
Have you ever heard? George has talked about this, nature and nurture.
Yes. Are we a
Sometimes
product of
when you're brought up in a violent environment, your brain only knows how to react to certain things in violent ways. So when you're brought up in a violent environment and you see a problem in the road, you're like, if I act violently, it'll go my way because that's how it's always worked when I grew up. Again, not excusing beating a woman. However, 2018, equal rights, whatever.
equal rights,
If
equal
she
less, as
hits-
Caleb
if
likes
she
to
hit him
say.
First,
No, that's
if she hit him
again,
first, then totally beat her ass. Equal lefts, equal rights. I will completely defend
Right.
defending yourself.
However, if he grew up in an environment, which from what I understand he grew up in a really fucked environment. Because I followed him because I love him. Your brain only knows how to respond to certain things in ways that you understand. Your brain is only capable of doing what you understand. Period. Like, in every sense. Your brain can only do what it understands. You can't go outside of that unless you understand more. Right? So if he only understood how to handle certain situations in these ways, then that's going to be his response every time. Hence why it really broke my heart when he got killed, because he was making an extreme, like, motive to be the better person. He moved away from LA. He secluded himself from the fucking world just so he could learn to be a better person. And he was on the road to doing that. Life got cut short, and now he's dead as the woman beater, which I find unfair. Because, yes, what he did was wrong,
Bro.
but people learn, or people make mistakes.
Throw
I'm
something
not-
at me
and
again.
I'm-
Throw something at me
it slipped
again.
out of my hand. I'm
I
drunk.
know.
People make mistakes, and I'm not saying that
Mhm.
beating a woman is just a mistake. It's wrong. However, if you are not mentally all there, or if you aren't a complete, like, person yet, which being that fucking young, who is, period.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True. It's true, Caleb.
Nobody
You can't
is.
argue it. It's true.
He was
You
younger than
can't-
us, but he isn't that much younger than us.
You can't argue it though.
I like
you
to-
are your brain isn't even fully developed yet.
The
Yours is
mind
not.
you, the allegations of what he did to that girl were when he was like 17, 18. If not younger, like 16, 17.
Yes, like this is a child. Like as much as you want to say in the eyes of the law, yes, we are adults.
No.
But
I'm
in
just
real
talking
life,
about at age 18, you're not some fucking pump kid who doesn't know better.
That's not true.
That's not true at
Not
all.
true at all.
You have a better understanding, but the full ramification of your actions you'll never know until
No,
a much
it's not
later
like
age.
you're those kids who, in the playground,
Yeah.
like lynching thing, they don't understand mortality. They didn't understand the gravity of what they did.
He didn't understand love.
If you do come from a broken, there's so much to dive into here. Just, you don't know where to start.
There's a lot of levels to it.
It's hard.
At the
'cause
end of the
people
day,
develop
is
at
it
different-
is it inexcusable? Maybe,
no.
but
It's
is it
understandable.
okay to let someone grow from something?
Yes, absolutely.
So to say it's inexcusable would to me insinuates that this is what you did, and you're a fucking asshole for it. Because you're not excusing the other pieces to the puzzle.
Okay, let
Yes
me.
or no?
Yeah, you're right. But this is my personal view on it. We are never going to be the same people we are right now, right?
Period.
So,
We could leave right now.
and we'd be different people.
Exactly.
But the way I think of it is there's evolutions to it. You have a period of time where that person is an asshole, and that person will always be an asshole, and that person will always be a shithead, and that person will probably deserve to
I believe in
get
people
put in
changing.
jail. But that's where I'm going. As you evolve, you can look back and be like,
Yeah.
yo, that dude was a fucking dick.
And
I
I
don't want to
think
be that again.
The kind of person X was, he would be real enough to say, I've made these mistakes.
Yeah, but the thing is, X wasn't out of that period of his life yet.
No, you're right. He was in his transitional period, which is why I find all of this somewhat unfair because, yes, he can be dead as the guy who did that. However, I feel as though he should be remembered as the guy who did a really fucked up thing and was still in the process of trying to live through it.
But where he
Take a look at Chris Brown.
that's no
No,
no
no, follow
Yeah.
me.
N-
Follow
stop.
me.
I'm glad
Just
that
follow
his
me.
career did
Just-
not just stay
Just
dead.
follow me,
Yeah.
right? He did a horrible thing, lived up to it, admitted to it, apologized for it, and then proceeded to try and make his life better. Had a few more outbursts, but has admitted to his problem and is saying that he has been trying to fix the problem.
And what did X not do?
He didn't have time.
He didn't have the
That's what I'm
chance.
saying.
Why did he fight it? Exactly. He had the moment.
Chris
Chris Brown didn't fight it. He said, "Yes, I did this at that age." He was like, "Yeah, I did this. It was wrong. I deserve to go to jail for it." And he
point.
he knew that. X didn't. X tried to hide it.
However,
And that's why
again,
That whole
here's a
development
language
at
thing
different
for you, though, right?
speeds, right?
what does fucking her up really mean?
this is true too.
Nah.
But
No.
no. He's got a point. He's got a
totally, yeah, like
got a-
saying
he's
I'm
got a
gonna,
point.
I'm gonna kill you to someone that just so happened to have died. Doesn't
Yeah.
that isn't a admission to you premeditated killing
Fucking
them.
her
That's
up
a figure of
very
speech.
well could have been giving
Emotionally
her the
giving
same
her
medicine
anger.
she was giving me.
Yeah,
or
I don't think that would.
No,
fix
I mean
his
sexual could be
problem.
true too. Like there's a language
Yeah,
there's a language
like,
barrier.
So
but coupled with her statement, that's not what he meant.
Right, no.
like-
Couple with her statement, it looks weird, right?
Yeah.
But Florida dudes talk weird.
This is true. I
They
understand.
call kids jits.
Oh, what?
that's weird.
I understand what
weird.
you're saying.
And gangster or goon is gook. Which in other areas
You didn't
is a
Morty
racial
it.
term for Asians.
You should
Yeah.
have Morty
Yep.
did. Morty. There you go. I get what you're saying, but with the rest of the evidence, he fucking did it.
There was no evidence though, that's the thing.
But I'm saying her statement. There's no one is that fucked up in the head to make that.
There's
up.
also remember, she was willing to drop everything for a small sum of like what was it?
3,000.
Yeah, that was bad on her part.
That's what I'm saying.
She done fucked up.
There's a lot of levels to this case. He said some fuck shit. I'm not
But
gonna
it's
lie.
also like you said, love sometimes hurts.
It does.
And she probably felt that and was like, I don't want him to go to
We
jail.
also didn't hear what he said that she might have done
That's true.
because we never got a full fucking case.
Because
He died.
yeah, but
They kept pushing it back.
It wouldn't have mattered. The only time I've ever seen it matter is the Chris Brown Rihanna thing. That's the only time I've ever seen it matter. And even then, people really didn't care.
Of course not.
Because Chris Brown is on top of the world.
Think of how much better Chris Brown's career could have been if he didn't beat her.
I mean, he's still doing great.
I mean, he's still doing phenomenal.
Yeah.
But he could have been like, he could have surpassed J and B like forever ago.
I mean, Chris Brown in my eyes is still on like a level of going down in history as a Mike Jack kind of deal.
Oh, what is it? What?
A Mike Jackson.
Oh, yeah,
Performance wise,
yeah. I mean, he is, but I'm saying
he's like the Michael Jackson of hip hop.
But think of how many other,
like
how many more
I like
people
Chris
would have
Brown.
respected him
That's
and
true.
and loved him if that didn't happen.
But there's also this weird outrage of feminazis that has
Yeah, I don't-
spurring. So it's a bit biased at this point in time.
It all comes back to feminazis.
My point is,
white women, you're ruining everything.
No,
Factual.
No,
white women is the devil.
no. My mother is white, and my girlfriend is white.
Okay, well your mom's one of those.
There are
white women.
exceptions to rules, and
Okay. Don't generalize it.
Maybe-
Shut up,
maybe-
yo, Uncle Tom sounding ass.
maybe you shouldn't trust Hannah. I don't know.
Oh no.
Hi, Hannah's parents.
Oh my God! Y'all need to stop. Y'all need
My
to
point
stop.
is,
Fuck white bitches 2019.
God damn it.
situations. To put it in a funny way, because that's all I know how to do.
Hey, do
and,
you, bro?
And be sarcastic is situations like this are like Shrek.
There's a lot of layers.
There's layers. There's layers.
Yeah.
Why is that the quotable? From
Yes,
Shrek?
he said-
There's so many good lines in that movie. Onions have layers was not one of them. Why is that the one?
Cakes have layers.
Oh my God!
That's a nice rock or boulder.
Yeah.
Point being, there's a lot of pieces to think about, and I feel like there's never a right conclusion to jump to, because if you don't put all the pieces together, you're never gonna get the full picture. Of the
Touching back
puzzle.
to our first topic,
What?
easier to be desensitized or easier to be outraged?
He's got a
Well,
point.
obviously it's easier to be outraged because emotions.
Is it?
Because emotions, which ties back to what I was saying.
I know,
emotions,
it's all going full circle.
Emotions make you do stupid shit.
But I think you're thinking of it from like a person who was affected by X in general.
No, emotions, period. Emotions make you do stupid
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, but I'm saying like if you're desensitized to this X thing, like I think it's easier to be desensitized to what happened with X and his girl rather than to get outraged by it. If you're not, because let's be real, X had a big fan base.
He still does.
He still does, but I said had because he's dead. He still has a big fan base, but it's not so big that you can make a generalization that like people were like mostly outraged about it. I feel like most people were just desensitized to it because it's a rapper doing rapper shit.
X was, in fact, the Tupac of the young kids.
Stop
of
it.
the young kids.
Stop it.
Tupac was Tupac.
Bro.
No, just shut up and listen. Tupac was Tupac of an entire generation and there forward. X is Tupac of a just young generation.
He's this generation's archetypal figure.
Younger. Like a little bit below us.
Bro, there's too many bigger artists out here that I can't say that
He
argument.
was like,
No, there's not. There's not as many artists that have touched that many people like that.
And can we say something?
Tupac did what he did, and it has lasted till now and there forward.
Yeah.
Tupac touched me, and he was dead the year I was born.
Me too, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
The doll where
Hashtag
Tupac
me too.
touched you.
My point is, it makes more sense when you put it in what was going on then and what's going on now. There's a lot of things. Back then, Tupac was fighting for a lot of shit that was very prevalent at the time.
Yeah.
X was talking about and speaking about and fighting for a lot of shit that's prevalent now. Drug abuse, depression, suicide, like that whole thing. Because that's kind of like the thing that's growing right now is awareness of that. Tupac was bringing awareness to civil rights
Yeah.
that were not complete yet, which is still a very prevalent thing. However,
I remember reading somewhere that depression is a lot more common this generation than it has been in like any of the past generations.
which is why I'm
That's 'cause of-
saying,
that's 'cause of
Repercussions
social
from
media.
the baby boomer generation.
Social media. That's all it is.
I
which
think
is
it was
why
actually-
I say that X is the Tupac of this young generation, is because that is the most prevalent thing
George.
that affects the entire masses.
Also, he's kind of cemented himself in a position to be.
Just because he died, that's not what
yeah,
that means.
no, but here's the thing. That's the reality of the situation. There's a lot
That's
of
not what
artists
that
who
means.
have died that have gotten a lot of
Yeah,
attention.
when you die, you low-key get skyrocketed.
Yeah, like Patrice O'Neal. I didn't find out about him till after he died, and he deserved all the fame he had.
That's
now.
because you're an uneducated white person.
Okay, that's
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
fucking-
I was just joking.
wow.
That's why I say that. Also,
See, that's
because-
Hannah getting to you right there. That's Hannah getting to you. I'm on to you, man.
Also because there's a lot of things that pushed it. So Tupac kicked the door for a type of music that was
It's dope music.
not accepted.
Just dope music.
You know, NWA
Oh,
obviously like made the door,
yeah.
but in reality Tupac kicked that door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tupac started tattoos in hip hop. I don't know if you know this. There was not an artist before Tupac that had as many tattoos as him. That was
Thug life, bro.
his thing. You know, there was a couple artists that had like couple tattoos. Tupac, as far as like that is concerned, was quote unquote heavily tatted at that time.
No, he literally wasn't either.
He wasn't.
He wasn't
but
at all.
that time, that was a big deal because he was truly emulating what he was talking about.
Did many people also have nose rings? Because that's something that's I haven't seen even since
No.
then.
And that's what I'm saying. So X kicked the door for a whole new wave of hip hop, just as Tupac kicked the door for a whole new wave of music. X has created. He's really like the father of like all these new artists, not the mumble rappers, but a lot of like the
His mumble rappers are kind of trash.
alternative. You can thank Wayne for that.
Facts, though. Very factual.
X kicked the door for this new wave of underground rappers who we now have this influx of hip hop artists that are way more open with talking about their feelings. Juice WRLD. He has an entire platinum hit song that plays on the radio all the time, and it's talking about being sad as fuck
About
because
hoes.
because of something a girl did to him, which is something everybody feels, but nobody wants to talk about. X kicked that door.
Mm.
X kicked the door for this alternative side of hip hop, where it's a little more rock-esque or a little more emotional-esque, punk, if you will, grunge.
So there's two things I'm going to tell you real quick. One, I'm just generally hate comparing one great person to another great person
And I do
in general.
too. However,
I see the comparison you're making. I just can't stand it. It's like the LeBron and Michael Jordan thing. It pisses me off.
It's irritating because people are great in their own right.
Yeah.
That's 100% true. But it's a way of like, understanding a person's level of like influence.
The other thing, I hear what you're saying about the whole like emotional rapping thing,
Mm-hmm.
but there are rappers I've been listening to for years. It might not be their entire albums about it, but they still talk about it.
Yeah.
So I will give you that X is like one of the first ones to really like make that his content is as a whole.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's like pioneering the idea of emotional rap.
Put it like this. He came on the scene with a hit song called Look at Me, which the opening line is, I'm like, bitch, who is your man's? Can't keep my dick in my pants. That was his hit song that blew the fuck up.
Yeah.
He had a couple more ignorant songs after that. Then turn around, boom, flipped the fucking script, 100%. Released an album that was 100% like, if not acoustic, basically like grunge hip hop. And the world still ate it the fuck up. Because that was the kind of influence he had on the people. It was like, hey, I've been telling you since I came out the song, I'm making different kinds of music. And everyone was like, yeah, whatever. Everyone says that. And then he did it, and the world ate it up. Because he had that level of influence.
That's fair. I just think of songs that like Common has made. Even Tupac has made emotional songs.
Tupac has, 100%. But it was emotional for what was current at the time.
Like Brenda's Got a Baby. That one still gets me, bro.
Yeah.
It's
And
so sad.
it's still current. However, it's not to say that what Tupac was talking about isn't relevant. It's that X was bringing to light what's also relevant. And it's been mental health has been an overlooked thing since the founding of the fucking country.
Facts.
If you're a little sad, fuck off. Do something. Be a man. You know
Do
what
some
I'm saying?
cocaine. You'll be fine, pussy.
Yeah,
Yo.
get some nuts. You know what I'm saying?
You know what we should do is
I
I know you did not just cut me off.
Yeah,
you
I did.
Fat bastard.
fucking people hallucinating because of bad bread was related to demons, and they lit women on fire about it. So
Talking about the
Salem witch trials over here.
Shut up. No one cares about you.
No one cares about you. That's why I
that-
interrupted you.
And
No one stopped me.
those kind of statements are why we need to have like a couple podcasts where like
We shit on George?
no,
Is that what you're going at?
no.
Oh shit.
Where like
Suicide
if one of us
if
is
you
like
ever-
comfortable with it, just talking about like some mental health shit we've dealt with in our past.
Yeah.
Because I think it'll like
Real shit, man.
it is, and I think people in this day and age are attracted, like you said, they're attracted to authenticity. And the more authentic, if you say something about this Patreon, I'm going to punch you dead in the throat.
I was 100% going to say we should release on the Patreon a week earlier, and then subscribers can get the content first. But since
Whatever, that's fine.
I mean,
I will
bank on people's sadness.
no, but I'm just saying because if people can see like
the human
how
side of us,
the human side of us one and how we were able to fight through it.
Maybe it's not necessarily authenticity, but 100% of the time, people flock to something that's relatable.
Yeah.
And everybody feels.
But I think that relatability comes from someone being genuine and
Yeah,
authentic.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I meant by authenticity.
Yeah, no,
It's
you're
like
right.
just us being like it's not that we're not authentic now. It's just we don't let our emotions really come out a lot. I mean, it's part of that is because society has ingrained us not to do that.
Well, that and it's just like,
And sometimes it's just not fun to do. Like it's just
Yeah.
sometimes you just don't feel it in you.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like every once in a while, have one of us just be like, "Yo, I'm gonna talk about this," and then we're just like, "Go for it."
Are we
I thi-
mature enough to do that?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
yeah.
I mean, some of us are.
Don't even fucking start.
But I think we all understand each other enough that like, if you say a joke about it, I'm not gonna get pissed about it because I know that's how you just process shit. It doesn't matter to me because
I think that's how we all process things.
yeah, and it should be something that you're comfortable with having scrutiny about.
We laugh so we don't cry. So that's good. That should be our first line of t-shirts. Classic Airman t-shirts coming soon. We laugh so we don't cry.
I thought our first t-shirt was gonna be big panties.
We can do that.
We had another shirt idea. God damn it! What was it?
It's called a lookbook. You have multiple pieces.
I know.
Hello.
I'm just saying.
Jesus, welcome to the fashion world.
Yo,
You're welcome.
We should get Izzy to do it.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about that.
Are we gonna outsource that to like a
Yeah.
very expensive third party? Whatever, I don't care.
Did you not just hear me say your brother's name?
I'll handle it. Don't worry.
That costs money.
Well, him and Israel can do it together.
We can fund it through our Patreon.
Yeah, that money that you hiding from us, nigga.
Yeah.
I want my money.
The Patreon money is supposed to go towards us doing cool content, like
I
outside
want my
of the-
money, mother.
What's not cool about t-shirts?
No, I'm talking about like maybe us having a classically urban trip out to some cool thing, and then we record some like stuff outside of the booth.
That'd be pretty cool, yeah.
The booth.
Yeah.
You just called your living room the booth.
Oh, yeah. We
Okay,
also
we
forgot
don't
to mention.
actually
If
have
you've
a booth.
listened this far, we're in a different location. We're at Caleb's house.
Yeah,
Hmm.
welcome to my house.
Facts.
Oh, we also have some new content going out here soon.
Oh yeah, which we have to talk to Phil about it because Phil's being a baby back bitch about it.
What do you say?
New content. What?
Phil's literally about to get married in less than 3 weeks.
Phil, you're a bitch.
You
Wait,
are a
what's
bitch.
going on?
Shout out to
Phil?
Ovi. Me and George recorded.
Oh, I still haven't seen.
You haven't. Yeah, I know. At this point, we might as well just do Black Ops 4 and just say fuck the last video we made.
Sorry.
God, you're lazy as shit. But
I'm
yeah,
not lazy. I just get drunk. I have a problem.
so
Sorry.
me and Georgie Boy, I guess this will be the end of the podcast. We start plugging shit. So Caleb, get ready. Me and Georgie Boy recorded.
I have some game stuff.
No, it's too late. We're already running long. Me and Georgie Boy recorded Dark Souls 3 gameplay. George's first time playing Dark Souls.
Shit.
Second
on.
time.
Hard as fuck.
Bro, I
Second
can't wait
time.
to show you this video, bro. It's funny.
How hard did you get shit on?
No,
Pretty
it's-
hard.
No, it's the second time he's played the first boss. We'll say that. The rest of the game is completely new. So those videos will be coming out. I think we got 5 done, so we got 5 episodes coming out in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
And then this month, we're also going to get the video recording for this up and going. Whether it's us using phones or cameras, whatever we need to do, we're going to fucking do it because I'm tired of saying we're going to do it and not doing it. So we're going to get that going too. And then I guess we can figure out some shit we can do for Patreon since there are actually people on our Patreon apparently because Caleb doesn't communicate this shit to nobody.
Follow me on Instagram at the Legacy. Spell with 2 E's, no Y. If you want sad boy content.
Our plugs
Snapchat.
are in the description.
Snapchat, Codeine, Cody317, CODEINE, CODY317.
Should we have all
Georgie
those?
boy.
We'll just put my shit in the description. I'm not spelling all that out.
Okay, that's fine. Watch our video. What you got for Twitch and all that shit and Patreon.
So yeah, I'm
Henry and
gonna be-
Gryphos every
Well,
Tuesday and Thursday.
I was
Sometimes.
actually
Look, you
going to
remembered.
touch up on that. I've been really losing a lot of the passion for World of Warcraft streaming. Namely because
New game stream alert.
I'm thinking new game stream alert. My Mythic rating guild has reached a point where we lost a large part of our roster, and we're kind of rebuilding / refilling roles. So we're just spamming heroic raids, which is cool and all, but I mean, it's not for fun content. It's not challenging. So I'm probably going to be looking to doing some more variety streaming. Maybe if you guys would like, we can do some Overwatch streams. Some League of Legends isn't the most interesting to watch. Maybe I'll do some. I have all kinds of games on my Steam. So yeah, we'll just.
Civilization streaming.
I just said League of Legends is horribly boring to watch. Why would I make anybody watch me play Civilization?
Because someone freaking out that you dare settle their Montezuma, you piece of shit.
Do you and Phil stream together?
Phil isn't usually on his computer.
Fuck Phil.
And on that
He's on his
note,
console.
we are out because your boy has to piss.
All right.
This has been another episode of the Classically Urban Podcast. Thank you for joining us. We out.
Oh, by the way, I'm
Yeah.
resident streamer Henry Gryphos. Bye.
Subscribe, Patreon, do all that shit.
What? Watch out for Greg Souls, the Dark Souls 3 story. Get your dick wet.
Or give us money.
Peace out.